Hi, everybody.
Hello.
We are here for
Okay.
live stream learning.
Yes, we are.
This month, we are talking next level love relationships. And our intention is to bring on some really incredible people to share their stories of relationship and creating a next level love. So you're not just listening to us talk all month long.
Yeah. We didn't do great planning on that.
Neither of us are planners.
I actually am.
It's a
I
growth
used to
area.
do that professional, like.
Well,
in
yes,
a
but
prior life.
and like in the MBTI, we're not the J's.
Yeah, I mean that was it was a square peg in a round hole kind of career. So here we are.
Part of our business entrepreneurial growth journeys is to do a bit more planning ahead.
Yeah.
But it's okay because we can roll with it.
Yeah, so we have a lot of great folks coming. We just didn't get it lined up in time for today.
Yeah, we're coordinating. And what's really great though about like the journey that we're on in finding these folks to come share their inspirational stories is that I want to do more of it. And so we may extend this topic into September. We might just like post videos on more than just Fridays. Who knows what we're going to do?
Yep.
And
we get to do whatever we want.
And it's going to serve you. Yeah. It's going to be really good stuff. And so we're excited to play with whatever is coming our way and connect with some really amazing people and couples around what they've done in their relationship to create something that for them feels next level, and to share those like little golden nuggets of wisdom with all of you.
Yeah.
So we can all continue to level up, because here's the thing. Even if you are in a great relationship, there's always a next level.
Yes.
Always.
Always.
So here we are today with no guest speaker. And what we decided to do, instead of just not showing up, was to show up and share our own golden nuggets from our guest speaker presentation. We got to be a guest speaker today. And had a really lovely conversation with a beautiful audience in Let's Get Infinite, the name of the company. They do a soul spa, Wildcard Fridays. Yeah. If you haven't checked them out, check them out. Tanya and Carol are amazing. But we have this really great presentation we put together for the soul spa this morning. And no speaker today. So we're like, let's share the golden nuggets of love and relationship goodness that we shared in that little group there with our big group here.
Yeah.
So that's
maybe
what we're gonna
abbreviated,
do. A little more abbreviated. We did an hour and a half then. This is not going to be an hour and a half, especially if I keep talking.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to keep it under a half hour.
I mean, ish. One thing that I have discovered, side note, doing these live streams and just doing like live videos and just doing this business is I like to talk, which if you've known me in a prior life, I'm not much of a talker unless I'm invited in, but apparently having this like just open forum where I'm talking to a computer screen and I can pretend that there's a whole bunch of people listening to me. I'm like on my game. Let's talk about it. Also, we're talking about relationships, which is my favorite topic. So
boom.
I got a few things to say.
There we go.
All right. So let's get into it. So the topic of our conversation, very much in alignment with Next Level Love, is your power to make your relationship even better.
Yeah.
So
do you want to keep going?
Yeah, I can. I try to pause sometimes, y'all. If you notice me, it's not because we don't know what we're doing. It's because I talk too much and he sometimes can't like get a word in. So I slow myself down.
I appreciate the pauses. I just didn't
check
have anything to insert.
Would you like to say something?
No.
Okay.
I'm okay. Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right. So I'll kick us off. So we're going to talk about how you have the power to make your relationship even better. This is one of our favorite conversations, actually. And we'll say first, like even if you're not in a partnered relationship, like an intimate partner relationship, you are in relationship all over the place. Like everything is relationship.
They're everywhere.
You are in relationship with yourself and parts of yourself,
Definitely that.
with your thoughts, your mindset, with your dreams. You're in a relationship with money, with your business or career, with obviously with other people.
Other people in your life.
You're in a relationship with your pets, with your home, with your environment, with the earth, right? Like, and so although we talk about relationships in particular, like
The
couple,
intimate
intimate partner
partner.
relationships, what we are talking about in this presentation, though skewed toward those kinds of relationships, applies to all of our relationships. So I want to invite you, as you listen to this, to listen for what you need to hear, right? Because we believe in sharing this, that there is a gift for you. There's a nugget in this delivery that is meant for you and for what you need to take your relationship to the next level.
Yeah, because no, like Jenny said, to open this up, right?
Mm-hmm.
No matter how good your relationship is, there's always going to be a next level. It's one of those infinite things, right? Just like keeps growing, keeps evolving, keeps leveling up. We never actually get there. There is really just the trajectory of
growth and
improvement
expansion.
and yeah, exactly, just better and better and better. So there's always going to be some sort of a gap that you're going to recognize between where you are and where you'd prefer to be. That contrast.
Yes. And most of our growth and expansion, most of our leveling up, our desires for more and better, they happen when we experience some kind of problem, right? A challenge, a difficulty, a discomfort. That distance between recognizing that what we're experiencing now is not as good as it could be or as we want it to be is uncomfortable. And that's where growth happens. So we want to be really like explicit about recognizing that our growth opportunities are uncomfortable moments. Growth happens through challenges, through problems. And so that brings us to like our lesson or gold nugget or takeaway, our first one that we want to share. And there's three that we have for you today. And the first one is this: all of your challenges are resources, gifts, and opportunities. All challenges are resources, gifts, and opportunities. Write that one down.
Yeah. Even if you have some resistance right now because you're like, what the is she saying right now?
Our challenges and struggles and that discomfort, it shows up to tell us what's not working, to help us recognize when we're out of alignment, to give us the opportunity to grow and level up. We wouldn't know if we didn't have that contrast. We wouldn't know or have any desire or motivation to change, to level up. And frankly, our nervous system doesn't like change.
No.
Doesn't like growth
or new things.
Things. And so sometimes the discomfort of change has to be, the discomfort of staying the same has to be greater than the discomfort of changing in order for some changes to take place, right? Either way, there's discomfort. It doesn't have to be so uncomfortable, though. I will say that, because you could change that discomfort into this recognition that I have an opportunity here. I have a desire here. Okay, I'm not where I want to be. Now, how do I get there? And there's empowerment to that. One of the things that we talk about a fair bit in our work with our clients is the importance of learning how to ask yourself empowering questions. And so we want to give you a couple of empowering questions today as well that are going to help you step into your power to level up your relationship. So here's your first empowering question that's connected to your first lesson. The question is this: how might whatever discomfort or dissatisfaction I'm experiencing right now be exactly what I need to reach my next level? Notice any resistance? It's okay. Just be curious about it. How might whatever discomfort or dissatisfaction I'm experiencing be exactly what I need to reach my next level?
Yeah. Take some time to noodle that one.
So the thing we notice a lot when we experience discomfort, dissatisfaction, unhappiness in some sort of way, is that we tend to respond by identifying the problem somewhere outside of ourselves. Or even if we think the problem is us, there's this energy of blame, shame, and guilt. Right? You're pointing the finger at the thing that you think is the problem. In terms of couple relationships, that's often our partner, right? You didn't do this. You did do this. You acted this way. You talked to me in that way. You didn't listen. And so you are the cause of my dissatisfaction. And thus you must change and become the solution. Because if you were different and acted different and did things differently, then I would feel better.
You would be totally fine.
And that's what most of us do. And whether it's our partner or our financial situation or, the economy, we have this understandable association of like this thing I experienced, which was outside of me, created this experience, which was internal, that caused this effect. Therefore, for this effect not to happen, that thing needs to change. But that gives all of our power away.
Yeah.
Do you remember where we are? Cal's a little tired today. My friends, he's like out of it.
Exhausted. No, but I mean, you're right. Like what gives your power away is hoping again that something outside of you will change, because it leaves you in a powerless, vulnerable place, right? So
where you don't actually have power or control.
Right. So ask yourself the question, right? What is it that you actually do have power over? Like, pay attention to that piece. And, if your parents are anything like mine, you at least know that the answer to that generically is the only thing you have power over is yourself, not other people, not any of that. But more specifically, the power within yourself looks like what you're paying attention to, what it is you're perceiving is happening around you, and the meaning and story that you're making about the things that are happening.
Your thoughts, your beliefs, meaning making.
Right. And then the other thing you have control over within you is how you act in response to all of these things that you're perceiving, or the meanings that you're making of the things that are happening.
Yeah. Attention, perception, behavior. Those are really the key three things that we have real power and control over.
Right.
Some may say emotions, and what we find is that emotions tend to be really automatic and in a response to your thoughts. They happen so quickly. Where we have more ability to influence our emotion is in the second response. The first response may be the experience of that emotion, and then the behavior is like, what do you do with that emotion? How do you then attend to your emotion, manage it, regulate it, understand it, discharge it, right? That's the action piece. But even, how do I want to say this? I don't know. I'm gonna leave that thought go there. So, okay. So yes, you were saying 3 things that we have real power over.
Yeah.
Just not pointing our fingers outward. They're looking inward and identifying like our attention, perception, and action.
Yeah. But oftentimes what we see people trying to do to get to experience change in their relationships,
to make their relationship better,
make them better, is trying to change and fix the people and the things external to them. But again, where do you have the power?
Not there.
Not there. The truth is, you can affect or influence the things that are happening around you, the people, your relationships. 50% influence their 50%, right? You can have influence on those things, which you sometimes need to have,
right? Sometimes your partner needs to change, your external situation needs to change, your mindset needs to change, right? Like,
but the real way to
get
the influence of any of those areas or situations or people is by doing your inner work first, by changing you, changing what's happening within you and how you're showing up to the situation.
Right. Yeah.
So, do you want to talk about dancing?
Yeah, I'll talk about dancing. So we'd like to use this metaphor of dancing as a really helpful way of thinking about your power to create change in a relationship. If we think about relationships like a dance, because they are, right?
Mhm.
You've got two people, you do one move, and in response to your move, your partner does another move, or your partner does a certain move, and then in response to that, you do a move as well. And if you're in flow, you're dancing really beautifully together. And if you're not, you're stepping on each other's toes. It's not very fun. So let's in this metaphor, if we understand relationships like a dance, your dissatisfaction with some part of the dance, right? I don't like the dance we're doing. I don't like the way we're doing it, or this particular move isn't working for me.
Mhm.
It motivates this desire for more and better, right? So what are your choices? Well, most people consider two choices first. First, they tell their partner that they need to get better at dancing,
Mhm.
right? Like, please stop stepping on my toes. Please learn this dance better.
Learn a different dance.
Please learn a different dance. I
Mhm.
don't like the one that we're doing, right? So this is our pointing the fingers outward, right? We're asking the person we're in relationship with to change so that we can have a different experience.
Mhm.
If they don't or won't, then we feel frustrated, angry, resentful, and stuck.
Mhm.
And oftentimes we consider the alternative of leaving. Well, I'm just going to go find another dance partner.
It is a choice.
It is a choice, one that may be appropriate for some to make, but most of the time, it's not one that you actually want to make. What you want is to be dancing more joyfully with the partner that you have,
Mhm.
right? So then kind of we move into this place of like, well, if you're not going to learn a new dance, maybe let's go learn a new dance together. And this is where people start looking into solutions for their relationship. They like, let's read this book together. Let's go to therapy together. Let's go to coaching together. Let's, talk about this more and try to figure out a solution. And if you have a partner who's really like motivated and willing to do that work with you, awesome.
Mhm.
Then you guys can go learn a new dance. That is the ideal scenario. But a lot of the times there's one partner who doesn't want to learn a new dance. They don't see a problem with the current dance. They don't have the energy. They don't have the capacity. They don't have the desire. And so then what? What do you do? Are you stuck either just resigning yourself to the same crappy dance that you're not happy with or leaving? No, there's another option. That option is for you to go get dance lessons for yourself. Learn to get really good at doing a different dance. And then, like, as you're dancing with your partner, you're taking the lead.
As long as your partner is willing to continue the dance with you.
Right. If they're willing to continue doing the dance with you, your leadership in that dance must necessarily affect how they are dancing with you too.
Mhm.
But there might be some protests, like, what the heck are you doing? This isn't how we dance.
Yeah.
Or why are you stepping on my toes so much? Or I'm supposed to be the leader. That's all really normal especially when there's just one person trying to make changes in a relationship. And yet, if you stay grounded, anchored in your leadership, your courage, your decision to make your relationship better and to go after what you want and how you want things to be better, your leadership will create changes.
Yeah.
And so this is part of the magic, right? Of like understanding our power in our relationship. Because when you really get this, how powerful you are, you can create changes both within yourself and influence what is happening with your partner.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So the second lesson or takeaway from our talk is that by taking the lead and learning the dance yourself, you can create the love and the life that you desire and deserve.
Mm-hmm.
And to anchor that with a new empowering question, right? In these situations, ask yourself, what new steps could I take that would be more likely to take me to the outcome that I most desire?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, for example, I was working with a client earlier this week who was frustrated by something that her husband did or didn't do. And I asked her, like, okay, like, that sucks. And what do you want to do in response? Because we talk a lot about conscious responding.
Mm-hmm.
And initially her answer was like, well, I'm just going to let it go. I'm like, okay, that's a choice. And what, like, is that choice more likely to take you to the outcome that you desire? And sometimes it is. Sometimes saying nothing is going to be the thing that takes you closer to the outcome that you desire, right? In her case, saying nothing meant more of like stuffing it down and piling on more resentment. Whereas saying something meant allowing the energy to flow through her and increasing the chances that maybe things change or get better. And so as we talked about that, it clarified that this question, like, what step could I take, would be more likely to get me the outcome that I desire in the long run, right? Oftentimes not saying something is about avoiding conflict in the short term, but does it get you what you want in the long term? This is why this question is so important.
Right.
So the answers to this are nuanced. Sometimes what you need to do, the most loving and effective thing are things like setting boundaries or disengaging or speaking a hard truth. Sometimes it's keeping your mouth shut, right? Sometimes it's doing something you don't want to do. But if you're doing all of these things consciously and from a loving and empowered place, you're going to get really like powerful results in your relationship. And there's a really important distinction there of like the why. Why am I doing this? So
go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, we teach a really powerful tool that we call the Wheel of Empowerment that helps people or helps you, anybody who's using the tool, to identify your power to make things better and see the places where you can do that. What we will do, if you're interested in having this tool and learning more about the Wheel of Empowerment, being able to use this really great, powerful framework. It's one of our most like important frameworks.
It's the first framework we teach all of our clients.
For like stepping into your power to create an even better relationship. We will post the link in the chat so that you can access a worksheet about the Wheel of Empowerment.
You do have to provide your email.
Yes.
So that you can get it.
This one does have an email attached.
Yes.
But it's a really great worksheet. And what it'll do is it'll walk you through thinking about an experience that you have and how your like mind is reacting through your beliefs, what you're paying attention to, what your thoughts are, how you're feeling, how you're responding, the results you're getting, and help you see where you are contributing to your own experience. What's really lovely about this wheel is that at every point on the wheel, you can and have the power to, and dare we say responsibility, when you become aware of that, to make a change there. And you can change at any one of those places and it will cascade and change the whole thing.
The wheel experience. Momentum.
Yes. It was really lovely. One of the people we were talking with in the group this morning when we were doing our presentation shared that she had this epiphany that she'd been feeling just really happy and alive lately. And she didn't really know why. And what she noticed, what she realized as we were talking about the wheel, was that she had been doing a lot of work to change her emotional experiences in life, right? To manage her state of being. And as she did that, it was like cascading all around the wheel and everything was getting easier and feeling better and brighter. And we're like, yes, that's what happens. Like we can use this wheel to understand what's not working and why. And we can use this wheel to understand and map out new decision points, new choice points, new behavior points to make it better.
Yeah, it's really more about using it to create more of what you do want.
Yes.
Especially when you recognize that it's creating a lot of what you don't, right?
Yes.
So it can work in both directions. It's really just your choice, your awareness, your decisions.
Yes. So I know we don't have time to go into the wheel now. Maybe we will do that another time.
Yeah.
But I do want to share the takeaway, the golden nugget, and the empowering question that are connected to this exercise. And while I do that, can you type in the chat now how to get the link?
Well, yeah, Power for Love /wheel.
Okay, well, thanks.
But yeah, I'll type it in.
So here's our like third golden nugget lesson, folks. It's this. You have the power to shift both your internal subjective experiences and the objective what happens next in your relationships. And this Wheel of Empowerment tool will show you how, right? You have the power to shift both your internal subjective experiences, how you're perceiving and experiencing things on the inside, and the objective what happens next in your relationships. Mm-hmm. And the empowering question that we want to leave you with is this: what new empowering belief do I want to choose for myself that would make my relationship even better? Because beliefs is where the wheel starts, and it can be one of the most helpful shifts to make. If you change a belief, it also cascades. So that's one to play with. Like, what new empowering belief can I choose for myself that would help make my relationship even better? Quick example of a belief change is that we talk about giving your partner the benefit of the doubt.
Yes.
So if you believe that they are doing their best, or that they are telling you the truth, or that they are like really did try or are trying to listen, even if it feels like they're not listening at all. And they say like, I am trying, or I am listening. If you give them the benefit of the doubt, like they think they are. Like, if you just assume my partner's doing their best at all times and hold that belief, how does that change things for you? Mm-hmm. So it's just one example. Yeah. Before we wrap up, we want to tell you a little bit about our new program, Next Level Love, that we are very excited about. Mm-hmm. And if you have been following us and have any interest in working with us, this is a fantastic opportunity. I have a feeling this is going to be our most impactful and fun and meaningful program yet, mm-hmm. because we've been doing this for a while now. We've been doing this for about 3 years. And so we've learned a few things on top of the things that we learned from life in our relationship.
I was learning. I was leveling up.
And we're learning more about about what our clients need and how we can best support them and the kinds of things that fit best into their life and in making a difference that makes a difference. And that is the idea behind Next Level Love. We are going to work with you for ideally 12 months, though there is an option to just pay for monthly access mm-hmm. to us and the program as a resource. And it's a really cool container because we get to do kind of all the things and play and be really present and available, especially mm-hmm. as we are in the shaping of this container to deliver exactly what you need to help your relationship reach its next level. So we're going to focus on things like communication and intimacy, deepening connection, becoming like more close and vulnerable, making your relationship easier, injecting more fun, play, and joy into your relationship, like doing your own personal growth and healing journeys. Mm-hmm. We've got ideas to cover the gamut. And the way that we deliver those ideas is going to be very responsive to those who are in the container, what they need as the unfolding continues. Mm-hmm. We also are going to, give you access to any other programs that we do throughout the year that you're with us. You get priority access to our retreats, which are going to be very small retreats, like 8 couples, we're thinking probably mm-hmm. max, 10 at the very, very most, but even that seems too many people.
That's a lot of people.
So there's only 8 people,
8
couples rather, coming to a retreat. Our Next Level Love people are going to be able to sign up for the retreats before we go public with them and offer them to anybody else. Right. Plus you get a discount on those retreat experiences, which we're also very excited about. Mm-hmm. So what else? Do we want to say anything else about Next Level Love? I will say this is
other than reach out.
Yes. Yeah.
And so you can learn more about it. Ask your questions.
Yeah. Let's schedule just a 15-minute call
They're free. We don't charge for them.
just to learn a little bit more
Not those
about
ones, anyway.
what's going on in your relationship. Excuse me.
Bless you.
And whether Next Level Love is, could be, or another way of
That's
working with
exactly
us,
it.
right? Another program,
Support.
another way that we might support you could work.
Mm-hmm.
We're here and looking forward to seeing you get to whatever your next level is. The more, the better, the easier and more joyful, fulfilling relationship that you desire is already there. And we're looking forward to helping you